Do you have a burning desire to know what boring winter chores look like? Let's go do it. Let me know if you have any ideas on keeping water from turning to ice for these smaller animals. Hello, my name is Greg, and welcome to An Office with a View. For those of you who live in the northern states, this week is making me respect you more and more. I live about an hour outside of Nashville, and we get temperatures below freezing occasionally, and it's not a horrible day or two when the temperatures are below freezing. It's the second week in January, and the last two evenings it has gotten down to 21, 22 degrees and then 19 degrees. So I woke up this morning and things were a mess. I went out to feed the goats and to feed Casper, and half of the goats were outside of the electric portable fence. Of course, Casper was still in, but he was all in a frenzy. So I look, and of course, Premier One Energizer was flashing red. So you see, we have some snow on the ground, some snow on the roof of the house. There's my next project, by the way. And the skies have been gloomy like this for multiple days. So the solar-powered Energizer was dead, and all in all, just a miserable and cold day. So when you think about if you want to live this lifestyle, there's nothing easier than when it's 75 degrees and sunny to go outside and water your little bunny rabbits and feed your goats. But when it gets below freezing, that's when the real work starts. So I went and I gave all the rabbits fresh water, and I'll have to do it again later this evening. But it's kind of one of those things where you can't just sit around because it's cold. Things need to be done. All this needs to be cleaned up. I usually don't let it get that bad, but I started a new compost pile, so I want to get this rabbit manure and this carbon material in there. And I have a general rule of thumb, and that is if I don't make any money that week, I try not to spend any money that week. So this would be a fairly easy job if I just put the front end loader on the tractor, come scoop this up, take it out to the new compost pile. But I didn't make any money this week, so we're gonna have to do things a little differently. And I'm hoping it's not too cold and get the bead on this tire to seal, though I'm doubtful. At least just with the air. I'm going to take that tire inside and let the rubber warm up a little bit. Get it, Beans. Get it, boy. So the question now becomes, how do I get all that all the way up there, which you cannot see, without using any machinery? I am going to start the tractor to get it out of the way. All right, so what I think I'm going to do, oh, there's my little scoop I've been looking for. I think I'll just use this, fill these up, and get my walking in today. I might see if I can sell a couple of those rabbits and get some diesel. But that's all right. A lot of people pay gym memberships to go walk on a treadmill. I get to do it outside for free. The chain is frozen to the... Somebody messed with my chain is what happened. So over the summer, I had my meat birds in the Joe Salatin chicken tractor up and down this area of the pasture right here. I chose this location to keep the meat birds because I plan on putting my garden here this spring. So those meat birds being on this part of the pasture should make for pretty good garden soil. Though this land is in pretty rough shape and has low fertility, as you see right here, that's all that broom sedge that is grown all throughout this property, which indicates poor fertility in the soil. Over the next 2 or 3 years, I plan on really increasing the fertility of the soil through rotational grazing and chickens. In future videos, I will be showing the improvements in the fertility of the soil and the increased quality of the grass in the pasture for the animals. So if that sort of thing interests you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you can follow along the journey of increasing the fertility of the pastures. And I want to be a little careful here because it's not been too long ago I finished processing the last of the meat birds and put it in the compost. But, and I do mean but, the weather's below freezing, so there shouldn't be too much odor from the remainder of those chickens. Come on, big boy. Let's see if we have a solid green light yet. Oh yeah. So we're charging. You can hear all that manure hitting the bottom of the bucket. All right, I'm gonna go haul some of this. I won't make you watch it. I don't know if you consider this a win or a loss, but I made 7 trips with that bucket. And I went in to get some water, and my wife said she needed the side-by-side up at the house. We're gonna go ahead and get this loaded up, dump it in the compost bin, and I guess we'll call it a win. That made the last several loads pretty easy. Bane's front seat. I'm kind of sweating. That was a whole lot easier. We'll take this back up to the house, and I want to get a little bit more done in the barn. Watch that. Out of the way. Okay, we're back. It's a little bit later. And kind of curious if you're from an area that receives freezing temperatures for extended periods of time. How do you handle water, especially for like rabbits here? So right now, I generally come out in the mornings. I take these up to the house and put lukewarm water in after I get the ice out of there and then bring it back. It freezes overnight, obviously, and then they don't have water to drink. The doe is now drinking, and the 2 babies are drinking, but the buck is not. I don't really like them going without water, but I don't really want to come out here more than twice a day. So I usually give them a little bit more hay so they can stay warm. Give them a little bit more food. Still has all her hay and her pellets from this morning. If you would, let me know what you do to handle freezing water. I don't usually keep small animals. These rabbits are the first that I've had in a long time. Usually it's the bigger animals, unless it's really severe. They just, bust the water by stepping on it or whatever. Or I can just go out there and bust it and they'll suck down gallons of water. But with these little guys, I like them to have water all the time. So let me know if you have any ideas. Maybe it's just that's what you have to do for these smaller animals, but we'll see. I got a little bit of that gravel shoveled. Maybe I'll do a little bit more right now. I want to get that spread out in this area. Hey, Casper. You haven't made it on camera for a while. All right, let's go. Get it, Beans. Think I'll lock. Because if you look, it's been cloudy and cold for, I think, about 4 days now. The high temperature has been up to about 35 degrees. I just looked at the 10-day forecast, and it's not supposed to get above 36, and that's only for one afternoon. And it says it'll be cloudy that day, so I have another 10 days of feeding those rabbits twice a day, which isn't a problem. I just wonder if there's a better way to do it where they just don't have to drink in that little span of time when the water is not frozen. So I'm gonna go in here and the Premier One Energizer, it's been so cloudy, I'm having to bring it up. This is the second time in the last 5 days that I've had to bring it in to give it a charge. So let me grab that and I'll be right back. These are really nice because it has enough room down here for kind of like built-in storage. If you're like me, you're always looking for chargers to things, whether it's your phone or whatnot. But they got enough room right in there. And you can store that right in there, and you always have it handy for those cloudy days. It was pretty good timing because when I first went down to feed the goats, it was flashing green, which if you have one of these, when it has a good charge to it, let's go see what's up with this thing. Well, I can't figure that out. I'm gonna leave that charge for a little bit, but I had it on the charger inside for an hour or so. Oh, there it is, the ground came off. Okay, so when that starts to get low, it flashes green and red. Let's see, when we got juice to it, it should flash green. We'll give that a few more minutes to charge. You think Beans is a Belgian Malinois, and he's a golden retriever. All right, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, look at there. Go get him, Beans. Yeah. When he was a puppy, he got in the habit of biting onto Casper's lips, and Casper would carry him around, and he never broke the habit. Now that he's 8 months old, he's still biting on his face. I was out here the other day checking the fence row, and up on the top of that hill, right over that bluff, I seen 2 coyotes. Casper, come on, come on. I still have to carry this long leash with me. If you know anything about Great Pyrenees, they love to run. They're nearly impossible to keep in. So what I did, I was a good boy for Christmas, and this is an Apple AirTag. I think that's what they're called. It's inside of a case. So I put that on Casper right around Thanksgiving. Actually, it was the first day of deer season. So I thought if he's out in the woods somewhere in a hunter season, he'll probably meet his maker on that day. But I seen him coming, walking up the driveway. All right. All right. I'm gonna let him eat that roll of hay down, and then I'm gonna move him on over to the other trees. I'll take that feeder down. You get some water there, Casper? Looks like it. A couple of these nannies are due. Talking about that one there. She's gonna be a first-time mama. And that little one, he's gonna go to the sale. That's little Billy. Gonna take them maybe March or so. I'm gonna get rid of all these smaller nannies, except for the dapple. I'm gonna keep the dapple, the black and white ones there. Those brown ones, and then the more traditional boar goats, I'm gonna keep those. Beans, come on, come on. You're blended in with this broomstick. Whoa! So that's a typical day of chores on these blistery winter days. I kind of enjoy the cooler weather. This has been a bit cold for my likings, but it's our first winter in this house because obviously we recently moved. So it's been nice. I've walked back through there, up the hills, which is pretty steep. It's steep enough where the John Deere Gator won't get up there, so I have to walk it, more like bear crawl it. I've got to get the back of this property fence, but man, I don't know if you've priced any fencing lately. It is just astronomical to get anything done, and I'm getting a little too old to be doing it, so I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is, if you can see, but back there at the top of that tree line. That's the property line. Back through there. Same thing coming this way. That tree line right there, all the way up to, well, you can see the neighbor's barn light there. We go right up to that barn. I love to put some goats back there, but you want some water, Beans? I probably need another livestock guardian dog because it's a lot of area for one dog to cover. And I don't really know if I want to go through that process of getting another dog right now, but pretty quickly. It's supposed to be 17 degrees in the morning, I believe. So I'll have to get out right away and up the water. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get this video out tomorrow, and hopefully someone will give me some ideas watering those rabbits or keeping the water from freezing. But anyhow, as always, thanks for watching. Come on, Beans.